So I want to tell you a little story of a buddy of mine who had some goals. He wanted to put on a bunch of muscle. He wanted to get down really lean. And he was asking me all about it. And honestly, I told him, you know what? Like, you're a good friend. I'm willing to help you. I will coach you for free. Just give me about 2 years and I'll get you where you want to be. And he just kind of sat there and thought about it and was going, 2 years? That's way too long. It's been 2 years since we had that conversation. What happened to my buddy? Well, he ended up just kind of giving up and he gained some weight and is not only nowhere closer to his goals, but has gone the wrong direction. And why did this happen? Because of worrying about how long results were going to take. And it's like, the time is going to pass no matter what. 2 years, 5 years, however long it's going to take, that time will pass no matter what. And you have to do this stuff forever. You can never just be done. You can't just lift weights and build muscle and keep it if you stop. You can't lose weight and go back to your old eating habits and expect to keep the weight off. The thing is, all the overcomplication that comes with what you need to do to get in shape and all the stress and frustration and anxiety that comes with it is almost all due to getting too wrapped up in how fast your results are going to be. If there was no pressure for the speed, if it didn't matter how long it took, you wouldn't have so much frustration and disappointment. You wouldn't get so worried about, is this right? Is this wrong? What type of diet should I do? And be freaking out all the time. And it's kind of ironic because when you talk to pretty much anyone who's gotten in good shape and stayed that way, they will all say the same thing. You have to make sure you don't rush the process. But everyone who doesn't get where they want to be, what do? They rush the process. And maybe this has been you. And if it has been you, I'm not coming down on you. You just have to learn from it and understand, hey, I've got to change this if I truly want to finally make it. And the thing is, if you see someone who's in great shape, what do you probably think about that person? You probably think they eat healthy, they exercise consistently, and they've probably done it for a long time. But when it comes to yourself, you're not willing to make that change. And this is what I mean by the overcomplication. It is pretty simple stuff for the most part. If you do these 4 things I'm going to list out and you do it for a long period of time, you're going to get great results. Or at a very minimum, maybe it's not going to be as good as some other people, but you're going to be better off than you are now. And that's all that really matters. You're going to make continual improvement. And the first thing is no extremes. You have to be done. Make the vow right now that you're never going to do any sort of crash diet, extreme plan, crazy, ridiculous amounts of cardio, beating yourself into the ground and just trying to crush yourself into shape. It doesn't work that way. And I promise you, the people that you're looking up to didn't do it that way either. So it goes right back to what I've been talking about this whole time. You have to have patience. Slow down, let it take how long it's going to take, and everything will improve. The second thing is, yes, you have to eat mostly healthy and you have to do it for a long period of time, but you also have to allow yourself to enjoy life some too. I promise there's no foods that you just eat and then all of a sudden you get fat. It's all about the context of your diet as a whole, not any individual food item. So while healthy is important, you can't fall into the all or nothing mentality and feel like you've just screwed everything up as soon as you go off your plan. It doesn't work that way. And hey, let's keep things simple with regards to healthy food too, because everyone has a different definition, right? Especially all the different diets with names that are out there. There's diets where you're not supposed to eat carbs. There's diets barely supposed to eat any fat. There's diets where you're not supposed to eat animal products. There's diets where you eat only animal products. There's zone diets. There's point systems. There's everything under the sun. And pretty much every single one of those diets will show you examples of people who've lost weight. So let's define healthy. Let's make this super simple. Again, I don't want you to overcomplicate things. Healthy foods to me are basically foods that if you don't eat them relatively soon after you buy them, they're going to go bad. Plain and simple. Now, does that mean you can't have anything else? Of course not. And you can make all kinds of arguments. But if you're eating plenty of protein and you're eating a high fiber diet, eating plenty of fruits and vegetables, and basing the majority of your diet around this, you're eating healthy and it's going to fuel the body well. It's going to help you eat less total calories because you're going to feel more full from these things. So please don't stress out about eat this, don't eat that. Just as a whole, fuel your body well. The third thing is living an active lifestyle. And it's not just what you do for exercise. Now, yes, exercise is very important. You should be doing it consistently. I'm always pounding on the table the importance of resistance training because it is the best thing you can do for yourself. But at the same time, this has to be a lifestyle. And if you hate strength training and you love other forms of exercise, whether it just be running or dancing or whatever you like is fine. Do what you love and stick with it. Be consistent, but then also stay active outside of the gym. What you do outside of the gym actually usually makes a bigger impact on your total daily expenditure than what you do inside the gym. You want to stay active, get plenty of steps, and keep yourself moving. The fourth thing is you got to get off the results, and you have to stop quitting because it feels like it's not working well. It's gonna happen. I don't care what you do, how long you do this, at some point it's gonna feel like it's not worth the effort and you're gonna get frustrated and you're gonna want to quit. Do not do it. If you do this, what happens is you eventually come back again, but now after undoing all your progress, it has to become a non-negotiable and something you're gonna do no matter whether you feel like it, no matter what happens in your life. You have to be consistent. Now, this doesn't mean there aren't ever times to back off. There certainly are. There's a big difference between trying to be in a calorie deficit and losing weight versus being active and trying to roughly maintain weight. It's much easier, physically speaking, of what you have to do to maintain weight. The hard part is psychologically it's harder to do so, but you can do a lot less exercise, eat a lot more calories, and maintain your weight. And there's so much benefit for this anyways to get long-term results. So don't be afraid of maintenance. Be okay with it. It's your best friend. I just did a video about this. One of the best things you can do to see fat loss long-term is to go through periods of maintenance and allow your body to stop fighting against fat loss and think it has more calories and it's going to keep your metabolism in a way better spot. And a lot of this happens because you have what's called a body fat set point. This body fat set point is what your body's used to. You start losing weight, you get below that body fat set point, your body doesn't like this. Its job is self-preservation. And if you're losing too much weight, it's going to do everything it can to get you to gain that weight back to make sure you have enough energy supply for any potential food shortages in the future. Remember, calories is energy. That's your body's energy source. This is why weight loss slows down, you hit plateaus. This is why you get much more hungry and your energy levels can drop. All these things are a natural, normal response, but that body fat set point does make it a lot harder to lose weight. However, there's a strategy you can take to allow your body fat set point to change as you lose weight without the process sucking so much. And if you want to know what that method is and how to do it, then make sure you check out this top video up here. If you have any questions, let me know. But just the big thing, do not give up.